Hello everyone, please excuse how tired and messy I look. I literally just got off work, but I wanted to make a video really quick, something that I don't normally do actually. I'm not naked, I'm wearing shorts, but I wanted to do a book review today. For those of you who've been following me for a while, you've probably seen me do costume reviews and stuff, but I actually read books, like, all the time. I'm constantly reading different books, and comic books and stuff, and I don't know if I'll really make this into a series, but, you know, I really love book talk, so, today I'm going to make a video reviewing a book that I just finished. So this book I started reading, like about a year ago, last summer. It is by, Joanne M. Harris, and it is called The Gospel of Loki. I think this probably looks backwards to you, so I'll put it on the screen. I bought this book online at a thrift bookstore. I forget the name of it, but it was super cheap. You can also get this on Amazon, of course. But this is a book that I discovered on TikTok, actually. It was on my feed. Someone was making videos about books that you should read if you're a Loki fan, and I've definitely been very curious to learn more about Norse mythology, because it's not something that is really taught. Like, if you're like me and you're American, you know, the only religion that you're really going to be taught about is probably Christianity. So, you know, you don't really get a chance to learn about Norse mythology, or I suppose modern day paganism and stuff, or heathens. Whatever term you want to learn, or, you know, you'll want to call it. This book is very educational. It follows Loki's point of view. And it starts off with how Loki meets Odin, and it delves into how Ragnarok comes to be, and how basically all of the gods die in Ragnarok, and it's very interesting. At some points of the book, it does get a little bit slow, but the chapters are really short, and as you can see, it's not a thick book. It's not a thick book at all. This is something that, if you're a heavy reader, you could probably read this within like a month or two. It's super light, and I think it's just a good way to learn about, Ragnarok, about Loki, about some of the other gods. It's super educational, and pretty entertaining. Loki is a total smart ass in this book, as you would expect a god of mischief to be. You know, he's just always just making a mess of things and then going back to fix them, and it's good. It really is. So yeah, this is The Gospel of Loki. It's very, I would rate it like a 7 out of 10. You know, it's good. I know that there are multiple different variations of how, some of the stories within, like, Norse mythology are. In some stories, Odin is Loki's brother. In some stories, Loki is Thor's brother. You know, like, it's sort of mixed up. This one definitely follows the path where that Loki is a frost giant, and he forms sort of a brotherhood with Odin. You know, they're not related, but they do make a blood pact, so they do consider each other brothers. The thing about mythology in general is there's so many variations, especially depending on, like, what culture you come from, on how a story is told. But all in all, I think that this makes a very coherent timeline on point A of Loki and Odin being brothers or making a brotherhood to point B of things going downhill and Ragnarok happening. But yeah, super educational, very easy read. The only reason why it took me so long to read it is because I just have crap going on in my life, you know. Normally I would just devour a book like this in a couple weeks, but you know, I got stuff going on. So, yeah. If any of you guys have read this book before, let me know what you think of it in the comments. I personally would still rate it as a 7 out of 10, you know, just because it's a little bit more, you know, accurate to how history is told, some of these stories, and I'm more of a fantasy person in any case, but it's definitely helped me learn a lot more about Loki, because before this, I am just used to Marvel's Loki, so they're very different from each other. They're both great, I love them, but they are very different from each other.